I've heard you say and write that, and it's obviously it's factual that as much as factual can be factual, that the Egyptians have put their best minds to work for 3,000 years on the mystery of death.
Yeah, and this touches exactly on what we're talking about just now, because the ancient Egyptians were the inheritors of an earlier tradition. It was the tradition, I believe, of a lost civilization, and the primary focus of that civilization was not upon material things and physical life, but on eternal things. And the possibility of eternal life. Now, typically of our society today, when we talk about eternal or immortal life, people start thinking in terms of transhumanism, that we're going to install all these gadgets in our brains, or a ghastly, horrible, repulsive thought, or even download our consciousness into a machine. What selfish and narcissistic thinking is that? We already have an incredible mechanism for immortality. It's called reincarnation. Why would one wish to be a transhumanist with and keep the same body forever, or download one's consciousness into a machine when the mechanism of reincarnation allows us to live many different lives and benefit from the learning experiences that those different lives offer? Now, of course, I can't prove that reincarnation exists, but I happen to think it does. I think it's just as likely. I think it was Voltaire who said it's no more improbable to be born twice than to be born once. And actually, why not? I mean, we could go into that. There's huge amounts of evidence for it. But there's the thing. If reincarnation is possible, then we are not our bodies. Whatever we are, we're not our bodies, because those bodies surely die. We are not our bodies. There is some immortal part of ourselves, the soul, the essence, the spirit. That's what reincarnates. And the focus, I believe, of the lost civilization was upon that immortal essence of the human being for a very long period of time. But that it gradually fell away from that and devolved into materialism, but that primarily it was not a materialistic society, and we should not expect to find recognizable material traces of the kind of industrial technology that we've created in the 20th and 21st centuries.
Do you feel as though shamanic plants, visionary plants might have played a role in this study of our own mortality, of death in Egyptian culture?
I'm certain they did. Indeed, the ancient Egyptians did put their best minds to work for 3,000 years on the mystery of what happens to us when we die. And in that project, they had aid from a number of plant allies. We know that Nymphaea cerulea, the blue water lily, is a mild visionary plant. Interestingly, and it's my friend Dennis McKenna, who is an ethnopharmacologist, who's made this identification, which is that the ancient Egyptian tree of life, which you see in huge numbers of reliefs around ancient Egypt, and often you'll see the god Thoth, the god of wisdom, writing the name of an individual upon the tree of life. That means that individual has graduated from earthly life into the life of millions of years. Well, it turns out that the tree of life is Acacia nilotica, according to Dennis's estimation, and that Acacia nilotica is rich in dimethyltryptamine, in DMT, the most powerful hallucinogen known to man. And the fact that it's the tree of life in ancient Egypt is really intriguing, and we should absolutely consider the possibility that we do know what the ancient Egyptians were smoking.
Would your own experience with ayahuasca give you any extra insights, as to what happens after we die, as to, this possibility of, reincarnation and,
My experiences with ayahuasca, again, I can't prove that this is correct. I can only tell you the impact upon me. My experiences with ayahuasca have made me understand that everything we do in this life matters. Everything counts. Everything will be weighed up and considered. We are being given a precious opportunity to be born in a human body. It is a very rare opportunity in the universe as a whole. To be a human being, to have the fine powers of discernment between good and bad, light and darkness that human beings do have, to have the capacity for love and, sadly, the capacity for hate. All of these things are part of the miracle of being born in a human body. it's up to us to live up to that miracle, to fulfill it. Do we want to spend our lives just pursuing material goals and objectives? If we do, we will not be nurturing that non-physical part of ourselves at all. And it seems to me that the ancient Egyptians were very focused upon this. And that's why actually you don't find remains of people's houses and personal possessions very much in ancient Egypt. I don't think they cared about that. Towards the end of Egyptian civilization, Herodotus visited that country and described them as the happiest people on earth. They'd been happy for 3,000 years, you know, and their happiness came primarily not from focusing on the material realm, but for living life in a way that nurtures spirit. Ultimately, what we're all here to do is to give love, to act with love towards one another. That is the fundamental truth that emerges from ancient Egyptian civilization and from all the civilizations. And the further that we move away from love, and the more deeply we get drawn down into materialism, the less chance we have of fulfilling our mission here.